Welcome to NJ Ghana Radio and A2 TV. This is in times like these, and I am Nana Watson, your host. Tonight, I have Miss Esther Forson as my guest. We are going to chat on life insurance and investments. Growing up in Ghana, we had one insurance company as a kid. It was State Insurance Company. And as we became like teenagers, we found that there was another insurance company that came up called Glyco, Gemini Life Insurance. And then, of course, we came up with Vanguard Assurance. Our parents didn't have much of life policies because they had buildings, they had businesses, they were police officers, civil servants and stuff. So they really didn't pay attention to this life policy thing. Others did, but 70% of our parents never had any kind of life policy. So God forbid they died, then children are found wanting, wives are found wanting. Tonight we have Miss Esther Forson to take us through some of these things to understand, because we can't bring the same standard we left back home here. Here, you need life policy. You don't want to be caught founding, wanting by you not having life policy. You're gone, your loved ones are suffering. So we are going to go through all the different types of life policies, burial and stuff like that. So we're taking a short break and we'll be right back. Remember, this is in times like these with Nana Watson as your host, and you're watching A2 TV. Go. Welcome back to NJ Ghana Radio and A2 TV. I am Nana Watson, your host, and we are going to talk about life insurance and, of course, investments. Ms. Esther Forson is our guest for the night. Welcome, Ms. Esther Forson.
Thank you.
What would you say life insurance is all about?
Life insurance is a financial contract between an individual and an insurance company. So the part that we have to, the part from individual is our premium. So you can have a life insurance when you talk to a financial advisor like me. I'm licensed in US here. So we can look you up. There's something for everybody, but we look you up and we'll be able to advise you. We have to also know how what you can afford. And with some few more questions like your health, if you have any health history and anything, we put all of that into consideration and we are able to advise. We shop around, through different companies, and we'll be able to give you the best offer. So life insurance is you signing up to insure yourself, and then you have a premium. So you just have to, it's important that you sign up for a premium that you can afford. And how it works is that when, in the time that you pass, then money is paid, to your family. And it's used to take care of your funeral and everything. And some money is also left to leave for your dependents, so that, if you are the breadwinner of the family, then suddenly you are not there, then it really brings a lot of stress on the company, on the family. So life insurance is you signing up for this kind of beautiful insurance that you pay premium, and then money is paid. So in the past, when you talk about life insurance, everybody will think, the thought that comes into our head is that, am I going to die? Yes, everybody is going to die eventually. But the rich, what they do is that they invest in insurance. But most of us, we are not used to that. Like you were talking about back home in Ghana, the different types of insurance. It's not something that's very common with us, most of us. But when we come to America, it's something that the rich do a lot. So this is something to think about, something that we need to teach our community more, because it's very beneficial. There are different types of insurance, and no matter what, there's something for everybody.
Okay, that brings me. Why should I go for life insurance? Why?
Like I said, life insurance is very beneficial. Now, life insurance is not only paid, you don't have to wait till you die to benefit from life insurance. There are different types of insurance like IUL, which is recommended for anybody that's healthy and young, So I say that, or sometimes even if you are in your 40s and 50s and you have medical conditions, you can still try. We have the best, and then we have other companies. That's not the best. The best of the best is North America. Because why is it the best? Because if you purchase IUL, and I'll explain what IUL is. So IUL is Index Universal Life. So it's kind of a long-term investment that also generates cash value. So the cash value, you are able to borrow into it. And for North American, is zero interest. So all the cash value is zero interest. You don't pay interest on that. And they have another plan that if you don't plan to pay back, they can also work it out for you. But not everybody will qualify. But I'm not saying this to discourage anybody, because there are other types. There's whole life, and there is term life. Term life means term. Term is, it can be terminated. And then whole life is for your whole life. But IUL is a permanent life insurance that offers flexibility in premium payments. There are different types of payments. If someone is interested, I think this is something that could be talked about. I can leave my number, and then we can look into that. There are different types, and there's something for everybody. So the benefits of IUL, as I was saying, you are able to borrow from the cash value, or the rich, when they have a child as early as 2 weeks, they purchase a policy for their baby, and it's called $1 Million Fund or $1 Million Baby. And at a certain age, the child is already a millionaire. Wow. And we don't do that, Wow. Ghanaians are very hardworking. We do a lot. God bless Ghanaians. We take care of our extended families back home. We invest. We build houses, apartments, name it. We do all of that. That's great. But it's about time we also started taking care of ourselves. Started also copying what the rich is doing in America, investing in their families. Yes, they drop a baby, 2 weeks, they get Social Security card, right?
Yeah.
They invest in IUL. And some has as many as 4 IULs. They purchase, that's where they put their money, because it's tax-free. Well, they can take the money, they can borrow from their policy tax-free.
Wow.
So it becomes a bank. It's like a family bank. And the bank, when we put our money, in savings account and everything, the bank invests in IUL.
Wow.
Can you imagine? We take our money to the bank, and the bank, if you look up all the different types of banks that own IUL, and then we sit down and we don't even want to listen to this. Because some people be like, oh, IUL, why? Am I going to, like insurance, am I going to pay every month? Don't you pay insurance on your car every month? Nowadays, when you purchase a vacuum cleaner, you are asked to buy a warranty. Warranty is kind of insurance on the products.
Yeah.
So we are we deserve it. We work so hard. We should encourage everybody to invest in ourselves. If something happens to you, who is going to be devastated? So think about that. Ask yourself that question. Right now, you are young, you own a home, you have all these beautiful cars, you have investment and everything. God forbid, tomorrow is not promised. If something should happen to you, who will be devastated? Who will be the one responsible to take care of your burial and everything? So if you answer these questions, then you know that when are you supposed to make a decision today? And we have policies that will qualify you right away. Last time I was talking to a Ghanaian, a sister, and then she was like, oh, as for insurance, you go through all of that and they'll check your medical and everything history and they will not qualify you. Yes, that fear is there. Like I said, North American, they are very strict. IUL, it's not easy to get an IUL. But I'm not saying that to discourage anybody. There are different types that are a little lenient. So there is something for everybody. I will say that everybody go for it. I purchased a policy, I have a whole life. Whole life is different. The benefits are not as good as IUL, but it still has cash value. But when you borrow the cash value, every time I borrow, they charge me 5%. It's still better than borrowing from the bank because it's my own money. If I want to pay back, fine. If I don't pay back, it affects the total value of the policy. It's still good. I purchased that 12 years ago.
Wow.
So my dream is to also get more IULs. I purchased IULs for my sons so that when they grow, they will take over. I tell them, when you have a job, purchase another IUL. This is something I tell my own children. I can show everybody the policies I have for my children. Everybody should take advantage of this because it's not everybody that, qualifies for it. So you qualify for it, I'll say go for it. Because this is how you build generational wealth for your family, for your children. So this is something to take care of it.
So what are the different types of insurance, life insurance?
So we have term life, which, as the name describes, term, it can be terminated.
Okay.
It's for a limited period.
Okay.
It could be for 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, based on how old you are or based on the policy. And after that period of time, it's terminated. You don't have insurance anymore. Term life is very reasonable. It's very cheap. It's about the cheapest. So anybody, you can get a whole bunch of policies, maybe 300,000, 500,000, and then your premium is very low as compared to all the other types of insurance. Term life is very, very, is the cheapest. So I would say that even if you feel like you don't have money, you can't afford anything, at least get a term for 30 years. Because at least you have something. If something will happen tomorrow, you are covered. The downside is it's terminated at the end of that period if you are still alive. But nowadays, there are other policies, like I can think of, is it America 100? I don't want to really, I'm not going to advertise for any particular, but there are other types that at the end of the policy period, if you are still alive, they will pay you all the premium, all the money you pay to them, they will give it back to you. So they have made it even better because the competition, there's too much competition. So now it's even great. And then we also have whole life. Whole life insurance is for your whole life till you die. So that one is also an option. The cash value, it also generates cash value, but it's not interest free. You pay, like I said, my policy, I pay 5%. So whole life, it's not like IUL North American. North American is the only one that has the option of zero interest rate. And other types like Mutual of Omaha and I think AIG, I'm sorry. There are other types, but they all, when you borrow your own cash value, they charge you 5.5%, 5%, but the interest, the money keeps compounding. The interest, it keeps compounding. So the benefits are over the roof. No matter what, everybody should think about it. I would say that make sure that you are doing extra one shift every month and use that money to pay for an insurance. Treat it like an extra bill. Your family deserves it, and it's for you. And most of this insurance, when you have a chronic sickness, when you get sick, you're admitted at the hospital, you have a chronic disease, they pay you, some will pay you 50% of your policy. They'll send you a check to take care of yourself whilst you're alive. Some will pay you 80 to 90% of the policy. I mean, is it something you want to do that? I mean, are you selfish? That's what somebody said that, am I selfish to, because I'm sick, I want to just blow my whole money before I die, or I want to leave a legacy for my children. But that option is there. You can take the money I don't know, can you put it back in the policy? But this is interest free. So this is something to think about. And then, of course, the IUL that I've been telling you about. So the thing is, a lot of times people have good careers, pharmacists, doctors, nurses, accountants, Ghanaians, all kinds of people work so hard, and imagine you don't have insurance, and then your house, let's say you purchase your house at 200,000, and now it has appreciated, your house is worth, let's say 750 or 1 million, and you die, right? And your children are there. Let's say you even paid it off. And then suddenly Uncle Sam will come evaluate, all your property, your assets go through probate. Probate is the government checking all your assets to see the value and then charge you interest on it. So you bought this house at a very low rate, and now you are gone. You are a pharmacist making so much money, buying all kinds of things for your children. You didn't have life insurance. And suddenly your house is worth $1,000, and Uncle Sam said, good job. Now you owe me 300,000 of property tax. I mean, not property tax, like tax.
Yeah.
And then your children are like, what? My mom has paid off this house. And where is the money? They don't have the money. Now they have to sell the house. This is something that has happened. Wow. So it happened. Things like this, we don't know. We feel like we are okay. Insurance for what? Yes, you need insurance. It's very smart to have an insurance. Insurance is one of the things. I think there are two things. So insurance is one of the things that the government cannot touch. Oh, IUL, especially IUL, the government cannot touch that money. Divorce, if you go through divorce, some people hide their money in IUL. The government cannot touch the money.
Wow.
The government cannot touch it. Lawsuits. If somebody sues you and you have IUL, all your money stuck in IUL, they cannot touch it. You put your money in IUL, you purchase an IUL, nobody can touch it. No, everybody knows not to touch it. So this is a smart way of, investing in something like this. And talking about whether you qualify or not, we should think about if we feel like we have maybe some chronic diseases, maybe we cannot get the best, which is not American, right? You can purchase a policy for your children. You can purchase a policy for your children. You are the owner. So the cash value, you can still take it and use it because it belongs to you. Even though you purchase it for your children, you can still access the money anytime you need. They use it until your children can take over, and now, it belongs to them. So there are other ways. If you cannot qualify and you have children, go ahead, buy it for your grandchildren, your children. You are the owner. When you buy it, you are the owner. It belongs to you.
Wow. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. This is A2 TV. I'm Nana Watson on In Times Like These with our guest, Miss Esther Forson. Welcome back to A2 TV. I'm Nana Watson talking to our guest, Miss Esther Forson, on life policy. Miss Esther, is there any kind of insurance where, say I lost my job or I got critically ill, is there any insurance, or with the life, the universal life policy, will that cover me, or I have to be with the AUL to be able to get it?
The IUL. If you lost your job, if it becomes like investment, then you are accruing cash value. So you have access to the cash value.
Okay.
That I know. But chronic illness, most of the insurance have riders in it. Even term has option of riders. So if you purchase those riders, when you have chronic disease, that's what I was talking about. They will send you a check. They will send you money.
Every month?
Is it one time? I think it's one-time payment.
Okay.
They send you a bulk. So if it's 50% of your policy, they'll send you one check That's a bulk.
Wow.
I believe
And
that's
that
what
is
it is, unless there's
tax-free.
an option tax-free.
Okay.
So when if you lose your job, that one I'm not sure. I don't want to say something that's not right.
Okay.
I've not heard of I lost my job. Insurance is for chronic disease. I've heard about that, but for losing your job, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But the whole thing is if you are investing in IUL and you are putting more money, IUL works like it's tax free. It's an insurance because when you die, they pay money to your family, right? And then it also has a cap index. It has a lowest amount of money you can put in and the highest amount of money you can put in. So it says as a bank, when you have extra money, you can fund it. You can put more money into it, use it as your bank. Okay? And then it's protected. Like I was saying, nobody can come after you and say that, oh, I'm suing you, so now they are going after your IUL. And then, okay, so if we compare that, let me put that side and side with 401k. Like most jobs offer 401k. Like if my job is giving me 401k, they will match the contribution. Of course, I will go for it. My job at the hospital, I'm a nurse by, profession.
Okay.
So I work as a full-time RN at the hospital and they give me 401k. So yes, I put in up to the maximum amount the job will match. Yes, it's free money, so I'm not going to say no to it. So I do that. And then that money is not tax-free. So if at a point I want to borrow from that money, oh boy, I have borrowed so many times, from my 401k. Oh yes, the tax. Is it 20% or 40%? Whatever it is, it's a lot of money. You feel it. And then it doesn't have insurance. 401k is not insurance. There's no insurance on that. And it has variable growth. So I understand a lot of people lost money because as the market wasn't doing well, they lose money. People has really been affected by that. But IUL, you never lose money. Wow. So if the market is good, you get good value, good interest. Your money, the market does good, you are seeing it in your money. And then if it's not even doing well, there's the lowest amount. It doesn't go under, no matter what you make money.
Okay.
No matter what, some companies, they'll give you 0.75, that's the lowest. And then some companies will give you 1.5.
Wow.
So no matter what you make money, IUL is like a dream comes true.
Wow.
So,
are there any limitations?
On IUL, the only thing is not everybody can qualify.
How about the life policy, like the universal or the...
So the IUL is the universal index universal life. It's insurance living benefit. It has insurance living benefit. Okay, so some people purchase it for living benefit, like for chronic illness and all that. For insurance, when you die, they'll pay policy to your family. And then some people also use the same policy based on who is, structuring it for you. Some people use it as a retirement. Like, let's say somebody was 20 years and then they bought an IUL. And then by the time they are 65, they want to retire, and then they will receive a check. Every year, once they hit the retirement age, they will receive this bulk of check until they die.
Oh, wow.
And then once you die, the money will start accumulating again, and then everything goes into your family.
So IUL is the same as whole life?
No, it's not a whole life. Whole life is another policy that has the cash value, remember? And then that one, when you borrow money,
you pay
you pay interest.
Okay. What of burial insurance?
So that's end of life expense. That's another beautiful plan. It's a whole life.
Okay. Oh, that's a whole life. Okay.
Let's say at my age, I'm in my 50s, I can get IUL. Maybe I can get it, and the way it's going, I feel like, or somebody has a policy. And then they feel like, you know what, considering how things are going, I think I need something extra just for my funeral. So every money in the other policy, my children can, I can really spread it out so everybody will be comfortable, everybody will have enough money, my grandchildren will have college fund, whatever. Yes, that's another thing. You can use IUL as college fund.
Okay.
Anyway, so final expense, right? Final funeral expense, it's so easy to get it. And that's for our seniors. Seniors, let's say, will put myself in 50 plus, 60s, 70s. Yes, final funeral expense. That's what I said. There's something for everybody. So it's that's you can qualify our seniors from 5,000 to 25,000.
That's it. That's
Not too much. It doesn't go into hundreds of thousands.
Oh, okay.
But it's some companies. It's like 5,000 to 25,000.
Okay.
So our seniors who have retired, they are on limited income, and that they can get something extra just for barrier. There's still a little bit money left that they can leave for their family members. But this is just to focus on barrier. Because some people like cremation, some people also want barrier, to have a ceremony for them and everything. So that money is able to cover all the expenses. I think it's beautiful. If Ghanaian, our community, if we can think about that, yes, we are all going to die, But a lot of times you see that when we are in churches, most of us do, right? For most part. Or community that we belong to, you feel like, oh, I'm paying dues to this community, and then if something happens, I guess that's our kind of life insurance, and then the community will take care of everything, and I don't know.
But then the problem is, somebody will see. Some of our fear is, we think that when I do this life policy thing, my spouse will try and kill me and take the money. You know what I mean? People are.
I know. I mean.
So we have that fear.
Yeah. But if he also has a policy, and I also have a policy, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of sad, but
that's the mindset.
Yeah, it's so sad that because of money, somebody will feel like, let me get rid of it. But Uncle Sam will come after you, no matter what. Please don't even think of doing such a thing, because you never go scot-free. But I hope that isn't the case.
So what are the risk factors? Are there any risk factors?
So the risk factors is somebody signing up for something. I say that it's my goal to encourage everybody to get it, and then you want to make sure, is this something you can afford? What do you do? How much is your income? What are your expenses?
Okay.
Because you don't want to. Yes, if you buy from me, I'll make money. But it will be selfish on my part to just encourage you to buy, and then you pay for some few months and you're like, no, I can't. Now I want to cancel this policy.
Yeah.
If you cancel, you don't make a payment, the policy will lapse and you don't have a policy anymore. So our goal is to encourage everybody to be covered. And now, so the main thing is that to make sure that, okay, I'm buying this, I'm comfortable with this payment, I'm going to keep it forever. There's no way I'm not going to make a payment to lose this policy.
What's the cost?
So the cost is it's different there are different costs, different rates with different companies based on age. And of course, your health history, your medical history.
Okay.
So nobody can really tell you that. But somebody was talking about, no, I don't know. Somebody was talking about the age and how to be able to have an idea. But the best thing is to sit down and just look at it. If I have my laptop, I can just check for everybody. How old are you? Female, male, non-smoking. These are the main factors, and you put it in and it brings out how much your premium will be per month.
So if somebody, say, is on diabetic medication or blood pressure or cancer,
yes,
all these critical situations, do you still insure them?
Yes. Most of the companies are very lenient. If you have been sick, but for the past 2 years, this was something in the past, yes, they will consider that. But there are some that will even HIV, they will still cover you. There's something for everybody.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't hurt to find out.
But the premium is going to be high, right?
I believe. I believe it will be a little bit, it's not going to be the same as somebody who is healthy, who doesn't have any medical condition.
What would you tell somebody if I'm going for this IUL as compared to the 401k? Of course, the 401k with economy going up and down, it's messing up people. So you would advise the person to?
So 401k, if you are working with a company, like I said, I have a plan with my job. I'm still working there. I cannot roll over. I can't stop it.
Okay.
Can I stop it? but I'm still working there, so you keep it. But there are people who have left their jobs in the past. You know, maybe they found a better job, and now that whatever 401k from that job or 403, whatever it is, and for the past 2-3 years, maybe it's somewhere, you know, you can roll over into a annuity.
Okay. What is annuity?
So annuity is, what's the definition? It's kind of some investment that's recommended for people that are getting close to retirement.
Okay.
I mean, it's also for everybody.
Okay.
But most likely, if I can qualify for IUL and I have, let's say, $10,000, you can sign up for less than 10,000.
Okay.
So let's say you have from 10,000 and above sitting in an account somewhere. So you can sign up for an annuity and then put that money there. This is money that you don't need. You're not going to touch for a while. This is not your emergency money, because in case you need money, this is something, yes, just make sure that this is money I'm going to put in this account to let it work for me, to let it grow and generate interest, you know. So you open an annuity account and you have 401k sitting somewhere, 403, you can roll over into an annuity. Or you have money, you're making good money, you can, you know, fund, you can put into this annuity. And maybe for, I don't know the shortest amount of time, I can do my homework, but you put it in, let's say I'm planning to retire at the age of 60, or, you know, I have a little, you leave it in and let it work for you. So that's annuity.
Okay.
But the money is safe and it grows very, you know, it gives you very good interest.
Okay. Yeah. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. This is NJ Ghana Radio and A2 TV. You are watching In Times Like These. And I am Nana Watson, your host, talking to our guest, Miss Esther Forson. Welcome back. We are on A2 TV and NJ Ghana Radio, and I am Nana Watson, your host, talking to our guest, Miss Esther Forson, on what life policy is about. So, those of us from Ghana, I mean Africa, but Ghana in particular, there's this saying that if your parents help you for your teeth to grow, when they get to a point that your teeth are grown, sort of, you will have to watch them lose their teeth. So, if that is the case, do I really need life policy when I have raised my kids?
Oh.
And I'm expecting, it's sort of, my kids are my life insurance. Yeah.
Oh. I'll say that, listen, you are in this country, it's a blessing, we thank God, and it's cold. This country is stressful in a different way because the stress is different from Ghana. But yes, we are taking care of our parents and we are praying that our children will help us. God bless you. If your children are really answering your phone calls and they will run to your aid, that's our prayer. But please, no, leave that. Once you're here, you're making good money and you're investing in everybody else. So this is something you can do for yourself. Don't leave this burden on the children. No, invest in your own self. Actually, the children will even need your help. So it's not the same as we grew up from back home. Yeah. But these children that have been grown here, that has grew up here, they have gone to school here and their way of life is kind of different we still try to instill our culture in them, please, they might not be the same as you are to your parents.
Yeah.
So you invest in everything. And some people talk about trust. You know, they have all this investment, they put them in a trust. That's another topic that I'm not an expert in that. But just secure your investment. Make sure your children are set, you know, for generational wealth. This is what we're talking about, generational wealth.
Okay. So with the IUL, what would you compare the IUL and real estate? What would you take?
I will say that you can use IUL to fund real estate.
Wow.
Because as you invest in IUL, you're making money. Yes, you can take the cash value to go and purchase a house, put that as a down payment to purchase a house and rent it out as an investment property or your own residential property. So our children, we encourage our children when they are so young, they don't have any diseases, acute, chronic, whatever. When they can afford, purchase an IUL. Get the best of the IUL. So that in 10 years or 15 years from now, if they want to set up their company, their private business, whatever the case may be, whether it is real estate, yes, they can borrow money from the IUL.
Wow.
It's a bank. It's a family bank strategy. And I brought these books. I haven't read them. I have started. So these were recommended. The family bank strategy.
Oh, wow.
So this is something that most of us, we can purchase very cheap and learn about IUL. And then also the retirement miracle.
Wow.
All these books are very, very good. I'm not getting anything from anybody. I don't know the writers. And then also Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Among more, I'm going to even invest in more. So learn, educate yourself about all these investments, and that would really help us.
So in the nutshell, finally, what would you tell the average person who is watching you? What are you going to tell the person?
I would say that life insurance is a blessing. I didn't know about life insurance. I got licensed this year in May. I'm a registered nurse. I love being a nurse. But then, you know, nurses, we don't have entrepreneurial mindset.
Yeah.
So I joined this group of nurses that are also trying to be entrepreneurs. And that's where I learned about life insurance. I'm like, what? I bought a policy 12 years ago. I wish somebody told me. So it's a blessing. Everybody can get licensed. It's not that hard.
Oh, wow.
You can devote like 2 weeks. I can send you the link, the study materials. You study for free. And just put aside a total of maybe $300. The cost of your test is $38 in New Jersey. And then once you pass the test, you have to go take the board exams. And then the cost of the license, national producer's license, and then fingerprinting. That's it. Then you are licensed just like me.
Wow.
To sell insurance, there's money for everybody. And we need a lot of people to educate our community and the whole world.
Wow.
So this is something to do on the side. Everybody can do.
Wow. Thank you, Miss Esther.
You're welcome.
This is so amazing. We've had an amazing night. Everybody got to get a life policy. I'm going for mine, so you should. This is in times like these, and you're watching A2 TV. I am Nana Watson, your host, and tonight we had the privilege of having Miss Esther Forson. We're going to put up her number up the screen, and also you can find us on our site, A2 TV. Go check the number, and if you have any more questions, please don't hesitate to call Miss Esther Forson and let her take you through the life policy. Catch you same time next week, Saturday, 6 p.m. This is In Times Like These, and I am your host, Nana Watson.